Hiya. So this is a script review for Colin White, and I am the author, Kyrus Riviere. So as the author, I find myself reflecting on the intricate narrative woven through the script, which I believe powerfully captures the raw struggles and triumphs of Colin. So he's a young black man navigating a predominantly white working environment in 1980s Bristol. And it's also set predominantly in Avonmouth. I believe it doesn't just tell a story, it dives deep into the exploration of racism, identity and camaraderie. I think it's also layered with the societal tensions that were thick in the air back then and unfortunately still are today. So from the outset, the opening scenes hit hard, immersing the audience in the stark realities Colin faces as he steps into the Fenway Express depot. So the depot is a place where they basically deliver VHSs. So it's like a van delivery depot. In the mornings they would load the vans. As you could imagine, there'd be a lot of banter at play with the men that work at the depot. Usually there's a driver and then there's a driver's assistant. Colin at the time is really young, so he hasn't yet passed his driving test. So he is actually a driving assistant. So that's kind of like the backstory of Colin White and where it's set. So at the start you can feel the tension cracking, I'm hoping, like static, filled with awkwardness and hostility. But then enters Trev, an unexpected ally. So he kind of gives Colin a glimmer of hope. Their relationship becomes the heartbeat at the start of the script, and I think it showcases the relationship and how it can break down barriers and challenge the status quo. I believe it highlights the power also of camaraderie, which can inevitably overcome prejudice. So the dialogue is sharp and, I hope, authentic, reflecting the cultural vernacular of the era while illuminating the characters' complex personalities. So characters like Bill, with his blatant racism, serves as an archetype of the systemic issues Colin confronts. Yet the script balances the heavier themes with moments of levity and humanity, particularly in the interactions between the drivers. So as I said, it's like a reminder that even in the darkest times, laughter can be a weapon against oppression. So let's talk about Brady. His internal struggle, I wanted to be a kind of like masterclass in character development. So Brady grapples with the toxic legacy of his upbringing, trying to reconcile the hate instilled by his father with the humanity he starts to see in Colin. So I'm hoping that this will kind of resonate deeply in making the characters relatable in their journeys and compelling. So at the end, Colin starts to stand up against the systemic racism in Fenway Express in his own way. And it's a moment that demands, I think, attention. It's not just a personal victory, it's a powerful statement and in the need for change. The resolution offers a glimpse of hope, suggesting that the dialogue and understanding can lead to progress, albeit slowly. So the dialogue and understanding between the characters can lead to progress. Of course, he's not going to change people's views overnight, but, with the time that he spends with them in the vans, and people that he starts to win over just by him being himself and, not having to kowtow or use stereotype, to break down any boundaries, just or barriers even, just being himself is strong enough for those processes to happen. So the ending juxtaposes camaraderie with the harsh realities of society, leaving viewers with much to ponder. In the end, Colin White is not just a script, it's a call to action. It entertains while forcing us to reflect on race, identity, and the connections that bind us. It challenges stereotypes and ignites empathy, making it a vital piece of storytelling that resonates across generations. And I know it's easy for me to say that as the author, but that's exactly what I tried, to make happen. As the author, I feel proud of this narrative and how it unfolds. And I really, really hope that it sparks conversations that obviously we clearly need to keep on having about race and humanity, both then and now. I think it's a story that needs to be told, and I believe it will hopefully resonate with audiences far and wide. Thank you.